Hello YouTube, it is Tonga, your host for today as always. And today I am bringing you another Dawn of War 2 Retribution online commentary video. This game is not played by me, it is a replay from one of you guys, sent by ReaperX, one of my subscribers. So this game, I think, is a replay of two of his friends playing, if I read his email correctly. Forgive me if I got it wrong. And it is played between MeowtheMouse playing as a Space Marine Apothecary. He has the black and dark blue army over here. And his opponent Nyarthelope, I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, is the Imperial Guard Lord General over here, sporting his really manly mustache. Anyway, this game is played on the Calderis Refinery. The map has 3 victory points. 1 victory point is nearer to MeowtheMouse, the blue team, and another victory point is nearer to the Imperial Guard red team player. And the third victory point is equidistant between both the players in the center of the map. There are 2 power nodes on the south side of the map, which are nearer to the blue player, and there are 2 power nodes on the north side of the map, which are nearer to the red player, and lots of little requisition points just scattered in between. So anyway, I look forward to casting this game. I do not know the outcome, so I will be just as in doubt as you are of the outcome. So let's kick things right off here. Alright, so the game, I am playing this on the ×2 speed, by the way, because this game is quite long. It is 35 minutes and I do not have enough space on my laptop. My desktop died, so unfortunately I cannot bring you HD videos and extremely long videos. It's just the way things are. Anyway, MeowtheMouse has pulled out a tactical squad, and Nyar has pulled out, I'm gonna call him Nyar. He's pulled out a second Imperial Guard squad. I would have expected a Sentinel. Sentinel, very difficult to deal with in general for everyone. It can kite, it can shoot, and it can do that ground pound melee stomp. We do have a big blob of Space Marines just running around over here, and we do have the victory point point in the center being capped. I personally would go more for the power nodes, as the power nodes are the most important things in the early game. In the early game, getting a few extra victory points really doesn't matter. You really want to go for the power nodes or cripple your opponent's power nodes, because it's great taking down your opponent's victory points a bit, but it doesn't really matter if you can't hold the victory points when your opponent attacks before you do and pulls out vehicles. Anyway, we do have the Apo getting a bit ganged up on over here. These Space Marine tanks going up against a turret and a Imperial Guard squad over here, but Imperial Guard squadron was outnumbered, and tacticals are now flaming these Guardsmen infantry over here. These Guardsmen do not have a prayer against these Space Marines unupgraded, and the Flamer is just wrecking them, but a tactical has gone down. And these tacticals really should be focusing on the fight rather than trying to cap. I mean, it really doesn't matter this early on. You should not be losing units and sacrificing power for victory points. And the victory points at the start of the game are quite insignificant. At the start of the game, you need to focus on power nodes and gen bashing and building up your generators and protecting your own power nodes. It's only around the late game that you really want to be fighting for the victory points. Up until then is power nodes all the way, in my very honest opinion. Of course, I am not the best player out there, I never said that, but I'm just giving some pointers from my experience. Anyway, these scouts are once again just getting hammered, so the Space Marine player is bleeding a lot of requisition, just losing way too many guys over here at this point, but it's still very early in the game. Right there, Apo just walking right past the power node, getting shredded by these Imperial Guardsmen. It's fully matured wreck point, so quite a wise choice, but not really worth it losing at your hero over that, because every time you lose a hero, your opponent's troops are going to be leveling up, and when they level up and your guys are still level 1, that's going to put you at quite a distinct disadvantage. Anyway, Imperial Guard player going out for a heavy weapon squad. I'm surprised he hasn't gone out for a Sentinel. But this heavy weapon squad, unless ASMs are on the field, will be very difficult for a tactical squad to counter. Although we do have a almost exact mirror of a Devastator Marine squad coming out over here. And this Lord General is taking a bit of skirmish fire from the scouts, not taking too much damage. Going for this power node. Nyar is doing much better on the power side. Has a fully developed gen farm over here and has one gen farm here. We only have 2 power generators by MeowtheMouse over here, and this is really showing because MeowtheMouse has no power, has gone for ASMs and Devastators and a Flamer and Scouts with Snipers, so that is a lot of power. He could have tech using all that power, and Nyar has only invested a little bit of power using his Sarge and whatnot, and he is teching a tier 2, so if he can hit tier 2 running and feud a Chimera, MeowtheMouse is going to be in serious trouble over here. At this moment, I would honestly not be caring so much about this central victory point. Just focus on building up your generators, and you have a Flamer. You get a Flamer to wreck power nodes. You do have a pretty sweet flank going on over here. Catching these Imperial Guardsmen out of formation. This heavy weapons team is going to have to be careful over here. I'm curious to see what Nyar is going to do with his tier 2, and we do have the turret being wrecked over here, so that was a good move. Devastators are providing some covering fire, not really set up over here, but I think they are trying to set up. Now these tactical marines are horribly flanked by guardsman squads. Gonna have to be very careful. Yes, gonna have to pull right on out of there. Although these this devastated marine squad getting a bit outflanked over here. ASMs jumping on the field, doing some severe damage, getting shot a lot by these 2 guardsman squads. One of them does have the plasma gun, and they are upgraded to have heroes. These ASMs still standing there, really want to be jumping in, otherwise they will start to take casualties. Yes, they do wisely fly out of there. Hopefully the APO is around to heal them. Yes, the APO is around. Now these guardsmen are walking straight in the view of the heavy bolter and getting absolutely shredded. This is the perfect time for the ASMs to jump right in. Are they going to jump right in? Doesn't look that way. No, they do not retreat out of the ASMs. Do not jump in out of there. That could have been a great chance to get some sweet kills. Let's look at the power income over here. The Imperial Guard player has more than enough power to field a Chimera. Maybe he's saving up for some Ogres, but Chimera would... Yes, he is going for a Chimera. Wise choice. I would have absolutely gone for that. Space Marine player, so much wreck. Build up your power generators. Please, it is painful to watch. Yes, he is finally hitting tier 2. ASM is doing some good damage to the Lord General over here, but getting focus fire down by... we do have a ASM going down, and these ASMs are going to have to be very careful. Yes, ASMs are just flying out of there, and this Imperial Guard squad is hitting level 2. And we do have a Chimera on the field as well. Scout snipers doing what damage they can. These Devastators are getting outflanked over here. Overwhelming Guardsman fire. These Devastators will have to be careful. Yes, seems they do retreat out of there, and the Scouts coming up with the Sergeant as well. So lots of upgrades going for Meow's army over here, and we do have that Chimera on the field. So grenade going out, and boom, is the Sergeant still alive? Yes, the Sergeant is alive. Didn't cause too much damage, that grenade, and we do have extra armor on that Chimera, so this Chimera is really gonna lay down some serious hurt on MeowtheMouse. And right now MeowtheMouse has a serious wreck build up. He really could be upgrading his power generators over here, but he is choosing not to do so. He's going for a plasma cannon squad. I guess that's the only thing he can get with such a huge wreck build up. It's difficult for a plasma cannon to really do damage to a Chimera, because a Chimera can just roll on out of there, and it is investing in some serious heavy armor over here. So Giant Space Marine horde just rolling out over here, a bit clumped up in my opinion. I think he's just like double clicking everything. ASM's jumping in behind. I'm not sure if they have melted grenades. They do not have melted grenades, and thus will not be able to do any damage. And this Chimera has tons of extra armor and will be extremely tough and hard to kill. Devastated Marines are setting up, but once again, Space Marine player really just blobbing too much. Trying to set up his plasma cannon does get a shot off that, but it does do some damage, but it does miss. Like I said, when it comes to a fast moving vehicle, you do need manual fire. It is a bit of an art to try and take down a moving vehicle. We do have the ASMs jumping in again. These guardsmen in a bit of trouble over here. Gonna have to retreat, otherwise these ASMs are just gonna shred them. No! Oh my, the guardsman heavy weapon squad does go down. ASM's jumping in again, but once again, no melter bombs to hurt this Chimera with. So this Chimera pretty much has free reign of the battlefield. It just has to be a bit careful not to sit still in one place for too long, otherwise this plasma cannon will knock it out. This Apo doesn't have any upgrades at this moment. He's being a bit passive. This Chimera is gonna have to be careful. It took a direct hit and lost all of its extra armor and is gonna have to bail on out of there. Lord General coming for not much support over here. And we do have a second tactical marine squad over here. Are they gonna get missile launcher? We'll have to see. But yes, they are getting a missile launcher squad. So lots and lots of marines on the field over here. Probably a little too much in my opinion. But he really should be using that wreck to build up his power nodes over here. Otherwise he is gonna be in CS shot. And we got Ogres on the field over here. And those Ogres can lay down some serious hurt as long as they are well supported. So if they can jump in, I'm not sure they can be transported in a Chimera actually. I'll have to see. And in these tactical marines, oh, that was a great shot on the Chimera. This missiles tag squad, you're gonna have to be a bit careful, otherwise they'll get focus fired down. We do have a Sarge coming up for the ASM squad, and they are causing some good damage. The Chimera is still alive. Imperial Guardsman squad forced to retreat. We do have Ogres on the field. These the Apo is gonna have to be very careful about those Ogres. These Ogres are gonna lay down some serious hit. The Apo is putting on his advanced healing ability, but it is slowing him down, and these Ogres are really just smashing him to bits at this moment. Nope. Apo does go down. Some focus fire going down on these Ogres, but once again, Ogres very hard to kill, especially if you don't have the counters for it. We do have the Chimera presenting his rear armor. Oh dear, yes, oh my, it does get shot down. So Nyar a bit careless with his Chimera over here, and now he is in a place where he does not want to be. You do not want to be outnumbered by Marines ever. The only reason Marines can be beaten in this game is because they are expensive, and an Imperial Guard player should never be in a situation where you are outnumbered by Marines. And yes, we do have Devastators shredding this Ogun squad. Ogres tough enough to man up through it, but Devastators do pull on out of there. We do have an Ogun going down though, and the ASMs are jumping in. No combat jump, surprisingly. They are jumping in down on these Guardsmen, and the Ogres, oh, taking a full hit, and Apo bringing him down with the power axe. So tables have really turned. I thought Nyar was really had the upper hand with the early Chimera, but now he's just lost his Chimera and lost his Ogres. That is not you want to be happening to you. But we do have an incoming missile barrage, and these ASMs are in trouble. The Sarge is still alive though, and we do have 2-0 cap. These ASMs gonna have to be very careful. They are low on hit points, but this is just gonna help whittle down the victory points. This is the point where I would fight for victory points in the game, but we still this lack of developed power nodes is really hurting me. It's getting on my nerves a little bit, because I have seen games lost and won by a player's ability to defend and to destroy power generators. So we do have the scouts spotting for the plasma cannon dev squad over here. This Lord we do have an incoming missile, but those Devastators are gonna have to be very careful. Devastator's getting really hammered over here, but I think the squad is gonna survive. Weapons team's very vulnerable to Manticores. When Manticores are fielded, a Librarian is great to have on hand with his Veil of Time ability, which will cancel the setup time on your plasma on any Devastator squad. Lord General taking a serious beating from this plasma cannon. Plasma cannon difficult to use, but when used well is absolutely deadly. And the plasma cannon devs are taking a serious beating. That Marine went down. And now we have the Ogres on the field. These tacticals aren't going to stand a chance against those Ogres retreating, getting covering fire from the plasma cannon. Plasma cannon dev squad is gonna have to get out of there. I don't. They're in some trouble. Apo just standing here, not really offering any support to his allies, fully decked out, getting focus fire. ASM's jumping in with the support of Devastator Marines. Ogres are in a bit of trouble over here, so gonna have to be careful. Apo is forced to retreat, but now these Ogres are getting shredded by these Assault Marines and forced to retreat out of that and taking a casualty as well. They do have attack Marines coming in from the north side, supported by the Assault Marines jumping in and boom, jumping down on those guys and tearing into them with the power sword. Those Guardsmen do not stand a chance, and now the Flamer is absolutely wrecking this multi-laser turret. And we do have incoming missile barrage. That attack squad is in bad place, but sweet jump by the ASMs just covering the retreat of the last tactical squad. So this is turning into quite a game actually, and we have the Space Marine. He was about to hit tier 3, but he is going for a double assault marine squad. Very interesting. I have never seen that before. But so the Space Marine army is absolutely huge right now, massive, and there's probably as much Marines as there are guardsmen on this field, which is quite scary. So this is quite a formidable Space Marine army, and it can lay down some serious fire on any army, and I would be a bit wary of going up against this army. Once again, oh, we do have an incoming missile barrage down right on the center of this Marine horde. So Marines taking a lot of damage, but plowing through it nonetheless. This Devastator squad is gonna have to be careful. I don't think they're gonna get out of there. 15 hit points, 10 hit points, 13 hit points. Getting covering fire all over the place. Really chaotic over here. Ogons really should be tearing into the Marines over here. Yes, they are stomping away, but this is not the time to be capping. This is the time to be killing stuff. These guardsmen really need a hand over here and are being forced back, and now these Ogons are in a bad place. No support whatsoever. Scouts in a bad place too. Forced Scout Sergeant does go down. Oh, guardsmen using the execute ability to stop the retreat. So this Devastator squad's in trouble. They need to get out of there, otherwise they are gonna get plastered by that Manticore barrage. ASM's jumping into the fray, so we have lots of units dying on every side over here. These assault marines in a little bit of trouble. We have double assault marines coming in. This is really chaotic. Oh my, we have the double ASMs. ASM's actually taking a bit of a pounding from all of this over here, and this turret has not been finished. So this ASM squad down to 2 men. Oh no, we do have an ASM squad going down. This ASM squad level 3, forced to retreat out of there. Really low on hit points, but just escaping out of there. And we do have a heavy turret. No heavy turret. Nothing. So we do have casualties on all sides coming out. This is a really chaotic game. So we have a giant Marine horde storming out again over here with scouts just pew-pewing away, and Marines laying down quite a scary amount of firepower. The flame attacks just advancing out without any fear, and Apo driving in with his power axe, stomping away at these guardsmen. Oh wow, doing a lot of specials and killing tons of guardsmen over here. Yeah, the Apo with the power axe is pretty formidable if he's not going up against heavy melee dedicated units. We do have a heavy turret being fielded. Apo is in some trouble over here. Gonna have to be careful. Oh no, Apo does go down. Apo is down. And this tac squad is isolated. I think Apo was revived either with his armor or with Laraman's blessing. But this tac squad is gonna have to be careful. Level 4 tac squad. Don't want to be losing that. And we do have suppression going on over here. Plasma cannon is firing at these. Plasma cannon misfires and hits this Fanny Devastator squad point blank. And it is hitting their own squad, killing these Devastators. Oh wow, the Ogun squad does go down as well. And these ASMs are tearing into these Guardsmen squad by taking fire from the turret as well. The turret is causing a lot of damage. But these ASMs is jumping in, no care whatsoever, and is chopping in. ASM is blown to bits by one of the turrets, and those ASMs are forced out of there. So we do have a lot of guys just being drip fed into the fray over here, and what is this over here? I don't know what that was, but we do have this plasma cannons. Oh, those that missile attack squad just went down completely. That was a bad loss. So MeowtheMouse, as an Apo, you really shouldn't be losing any units at all, but oh no, this huge tac blob is getting hammered. We do have lots of Marines going down as well. So we do have a double cap by the Imperial Guard players. The Imperial Guard player actually with a tiny army causing lots and lots of damage to this huge Marine blob over here. MeowtheMouse is gonna have to be very, very careful if he wants to stay in this game, because Imperial Guard player has smartly fortified the center, and MeowtheMouse has taken way too many casualties in my opinion. Lost ASM squads, although we do have tons of casualties on every side, so this is quite a messy game. He's gonna have to make a push for the center if he wants to stay in this game, but we do have lots of fire pushing back these ASMs, and the rest of the Marines are arriving on the field, but it's gonna be a close one if they want to stay in this game. And these ASMs are jumping in, Angels of Death being put on. You really want to be capping this point at the moment. Just cap. This is the time to cap. It is 10. And we do have the scouts going for the decap. This is gonna be a close one. 5, 4, 3. Yes, it seems MeowtheMouse has managed to save this game with 2 victory points in the bag. Is going for a victory point cap, and we do have an incoming artillery barrage smashing this entire marine force back. But this heavy turret is getting smashed to bits by the Apo's power axe, and now this marine force is pretty battered, but they are going for a cap and really fighting desperately for this cap. And this level 4 tac squad does go down, does get blown to smithereens, but once again the scouts are back really trying to cap. So this is really going down to the wire over here. Everyone fighting super desperately over this final victory point. Lots of red being used just to keep guys alive. MeowtheMouse really should be trying to hit tier 3 at this point, but once again he's going for a second ASM squad. Imperial guard player really saving up. I'm not sure if he's trying to go for a Bane blade at this point. We do have another incoming artillery barrage smashing into this entire blob of marines, really wrecking everyone. His scouts, everyone forced to retreat, and now there is really not much left to defend this point. This guardsman squad being forced back by the Apo and this plasma cannon team. We do have the second ASM squad arriving on the field, and we do have the basilisk being forced back. We do have a Lehman Russ coming out. I think an Imperial guard player would realize things are desperate and he can't save up for a Bane blade. Actually, at this point he could, but he's going for a Lehman Russ battle tank. Wise choice. Apo getting smashed around by the basilisk, by manticore fire, but coming out pretty unscathed. Apo quite tough to kill with all his heals around. And now the ASMs aren't on standby. Those ASMs really need to be jumping in at this moment to force back. Yes, they are jumping in, and Apo's special does force them back as well. This plasma cannon dev squad, I'm not sure what they're doing. Is out there firing arc, but they really should be realigning themselves to fire on this Imperial Guard army. Scouts just doing what they can with the sniper rifles. We do have another artillery barrage coming in over here and smashing all these marines in the back across the map. ASMs are going down. They need to be careful over here, and no, we have another ASM squad going down. So too many squads being lost by the marine player over here, and the Apo is getting tossed around. And Apo does go down. I think the Imperial Space Marine player is in a bit of trouble. Apo back on his feet using either his armor's ability or Laraman's blessing. But now here comes that Lehman Russ with it's coming out of an execution tank upgrade. Yes, it's gonna really ruin a lot of people's day. It has to be a bit careful of this plasma cannon dev squad though. But the angle of the fire is just bad, and it's presenting his rear armor. You don't want to be doing that. Does get hit. Scout squad does go down over here, so lots and lots of units dying on every side, mainly by MeowtheMouse actually. Nyar has actually done very well to keep his 2 squads of Imperial Guardsmen alive, and with just that force and his manticore has managed to stay in the game. But this looks like it would be pretty close. The ASMs are on the field again. They really need a melter bomb to deal with this tank over here, and a las cannon would be very useful over here, but I know a lot of Space Marine players don't like to lose a suppression. ASM's chopping over their chain swords, but can't really do much. This Lehman Russ is very powerful with his sponsoon armed heavy bolter turrets and with his plasma cannon. But this is turning out to be an extremely close game over here. 2 victory points to Meow. He has 2 victory points remaining, and we do have 34 victory points. We do have Terminators on the field. This is a real game changer over here. These Terminators will ruin anything the Imperial Guard player fields. These Terminators are standing their ground. They really should be jumping in there with their power fist, getting oh my, they are getting struck full on by this artillery barrage. These Terminators are now in big trouble. They have to be very careful. Those Terminators are dropping like flies. They have almost no hit points left, and those Terminators have we do have an orbital bombardment coming out, hitting the own Apo as well. So looks like I think MeowtheMouse may actually come through with this. His guys are actually staying in the field. 3 victory points left, 2 victory points left, and 1 victory point, and that is good game to MeowtheMouse. MeowtheMouse has won the game with Nyar just barely losing that game. So but great play by both players actually. A lot of units got killed, but still nonetheless very fun to watch. Those Terminators are still in one piece with 155 hit points left. So they are really banged up, but still alive, very much alive. These Devastators are almost in a bit of trouble, but once again, Imperial Guard player could not get the cap. So Meow really credit where credit is due for fighting to the last moment and snatching victory at the last moment. So great game to both players. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you want me to cast any of it more videos, send your replays to thonga@hotmail.my and I'll cast them. Anyway, this is Thonga signing out, and see you guys next time.